Hey there, everyone. Today we're going to talk about how you can use Keela to manage your grants. First, we're going to walk through what the difference between a regular contact and an organization or a company contact is. Then we're going to talk about how you can manage donation and grant history, relationships, and transactions. Then we'll move on to managing dates and deadlines of any grants using projects, and finally touch on reports to show you how you can manage your grant totals, help with forecasting, and ensure you're up to date with your numbers. So starting out, we're going to go right into companies here. And there's a big difference between managing a company and a contact in Keela. A company can have subcontacts that are connected to the company, and it allows you to manage organizations or companies that may be giving you grants. In this case, we're looking at the granting foundation, and very similar to a contacts profile, we can see organization info, administrative info, contact info, as well as any of those custom fields that you may have put onto a contact. The biggest difference, however, is that you can see all of the associated contacts with this company. And if I were to log in a donation or a grant coming from an organization, I'll go into the fundraising and I'll log a transaction. And we can log this as what we call a revenue transaction. The biggest distinction here is that a donation inherently has a tax-deductible receipt attached to it. A revenue transaction may be a grant or sponsorship or any other revenue that doesn't necessarily require a tax-deductible receipt. So we can put in our total amount here. Let's say it was $30,000 for this grant, and choose the payment method. Maybe it was a check or bank transfer. And from there, you still have the same reporting capabilities as a regular donation in Keela. You can track the pledge, you can track campaigns, you can track impact areas, and same goes with soft credits, sources, keywords, dedications, or if all else fails, you can always enter information into the notes section. Once we log this gift into the system, you have the option of making a payment if it was through a credit card. You can create a receipt, a thank you receipt, not a tax deductible receipt, or you can upload a receipt if there is a receipt of payment already created somewhere else. Once I've logged this information onto the profile of this organization, now I'll be able to see their donation or transaction history, in this case, the grant, and I'm always able to see that information anytime I go back to this organization. Now, the next way of helping you to manage your grants in Keela is by managing all of the dates and deadlines associated with the grant cycle. So if I go into projects, this is a great place for me to manage all of the grant applications that I'm working on. I can see my high-level project here with my 4 different subtasks, each set with a different due date and a different priority, and the status of either ongoing or completed, incomplete or completed there. Now, if I want to create a new task, I can go ahead and add a task, and I can edit and update the due dates, the notifications, and the followers. I can also upload any files attached to this. Many of our customers love to put in the application themselves or any materials that they've used for an application to track it under that individual project. So here I've got my deadline for the application, a 1-year follow-up, an impact report, and then the application form itself, which I can see is overdue. So using projects, you can manage all of the dates and deadlines associated with this grant. And these can send out an email notification to you when that is upcoming or overdue. Now, the next area to help you manage grants in Keela is going to be reporting. Reporting will allow you to manage those grant totals and ensure that you're always up to date with your numbers. So let's take a look at a grant report that we created here. The first step to creating one of these reports is to create a new report and choose the report type as revenues. This will give me a basic breakdown of revenues month over month. And I can filter this down even further if I want to choose, show me revenue transactions that are only a certain type or only over a certain amount. You can use all of the filters that we have in here in order to narrow down the information that you're looking for. Now, you also have the option to customize the visual representation. You can choose revenues broken down by month, or you can choose revenue types and whether to display in a column, pie chart, or whether to sum or count the individual items. Now, if I choose a pie chart or a column here, this will give me that visual breakdown that I'm looking for to show me within a certain date range or within a certain time frame, how much money have we received? And I can get an even further breakdown if I want to see the individual data itself. I can see the granting foundation that we logged in recently, as well as some of the other organizations. Now, you can get creative with these and you could say, show me a list of organizations that have not made a grant in 2 years. And that might be a prime list for you to go to connect with or check out their website to see if they have any open grants. So using Keela, you can not only manage the organizations and companies that are helping provide these grants, you can also manage all the dates and deadlines using projects and report on all of that information using reporting. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions about any one of these. Every single organization is different, so they may have their own unique needs here. We'd be happy to elaborate a little bit further and make sure that we get you the best answer. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye.